Hello and welcome back. I am apologizing right in advance for the time between videos. I've just been super busy. The holiday crunch kind of looming ahead here. Happens to be October 31st, so happy Halloween. We'll do a quick wrist check. My one and only Rolex, it's 14060M. And I believe this one's from 2012, so it does have the engraved rehaut, and it has the blue parachrome hairspring. So it's a little bit more modern movement in the old style case, one of my favorites in my collection. So what I want to talk about today is alligator leather, and specifically the parts of alligator leather. So what tends to happen, and I equate this to going into a butcher shop. We go into a butcher shop, you see all different cuts, and a lot of people go for the fillet, which I happen to think is overpriced, flavorless and mushy, but that's just me. But everybody going for the fillet means there's often a lot of other cuts that are left out or left to the side that I think are just as good, if not better, than the fillet. And alligator kind of has the same thing going for it. So I'm gonna grab a skin. I'm gonna do the best I can to show you what the quote-unquote fillet would be. Most folks shoot for the belly. Nice big scales, nice even pattern. This happens to be a deep forest green that it isn't on our website yet, but we're working on that. But a really nice texture, big scales, and most commonly, this is what you're gonna see in a high-end watch strap. But I really like the flanks. The flanks happen to have a little bit more rounded pattern. The leather itself is a lot more flexible, so it's gonna wear a little bit softer, a little bit more comfortable, and it's gonna give you a little bit more texture in terms of the overall watch strap. And I do have a sample here I'll show you in a minute. The other part that, this depends on the size of the alligator, that I really like is the jaw. This particular piece is also pretty soft, and it's like a mini version of the belly. Last but not least, you have the tail. Now this is going to be a little bit more aggressive. You're going to see much stronger textures with this, which depending on the watch can really bode well to complement a number of watches, but things that are maybe a little bit more robust or maybe a little bit more sporty, I think that can work really well. You do have some limitations with alligator. If you notice, there are some flaws here on the tail. So this alligator lived a life and thrashed around with other alligators, and you often see some scars, especially on the tail. Plus, once you get about halfway, actually it's only about a third of the way up the tail, you start to get these little flaps. And that just doesn't work for a watch strap. I don't know if you can see that, but it would just lift up and create issues when you wore it. So one of the watches we've been, in addition to the alligator talk, we've been adding quite a few vintage watches. This one, which we just posted pretty recently, which is a Glashütte. It is a beautiful hand-wound movement and a rose gold plated case, but this is a strap cut from the flanks. So if you look at it, you can see kind of the grain is a little bit smaller. You see a little bit more, and it's a little bit more flexible as well. It's just a super comfortable strap lined with that Hermes leather as well. Just a really nice combination. We like that forest green with this particular rose gold plated case too. So flanks, tails, jaws. If you are interested, you can order an alligator strap through our site, and then just in the order notes specify you'd like the tail cut, you'd like the flank cut, or you'd like to stick with the belly cut. I will default to the belly cut, just so you know. And as always, questions, comments, please let us know how we can make your experience better here at David Lane Design. Thank you.